and welcome. We are here with Emily Welsh. She is the founder of Pixi Cycling. So Emily, tell us about your company for Pixi Cycling.
Sure. So Pixie Cycling is a women's cycling and activewear company. I started it in 2016 and have been working on it now for about 10 months or so. This summer we'll be launching our e-commerce store, so we'll have the product available for sale there. And we also have a few potential wholesale deals in the works.
Oh, nice.
Interesting. Yeah.
So what has led you to do activewear instead of doing other types of clothing?
So when I first started off, I actually didn't really want to do activewear because it's a really saturated space and it's hard to stand out. And I know that we're going to be talking about marketing, but you have to have a lot of marketing dollars to be able to stand out as a consumer business in general, but especially if you're in a really saturated space. So my initial intent was actually to be targeting more of the cycling industry, which I felt was underrepresented for women. A lot of the cycling apparel out there is more geared toward men. But since we've had this amazing indoor cycling trend pick up in the last, I would say, several years, maybe even last 5 to 10 years, there's a lot more women getting involved in cycling, even though they don't necessarily think of it that way. They think of it as group exercise. So what started off as cycling has sort of merged a little bit more into the activewear space, even though I'm still trying to hold that niche in cycling.
Yeah, so kind of going off of that, who would you say is your typical customer that you're trying to attract?
So our market is probably segmented across 3 different types of women. The first one is the outdoor cyclist. She might be a little more competitive. Maybe she's done the Pan Mass Challenge. Maybe she races kind of more on that end. And then there's the commuter cyclist, who's still an outdoor cyclist, but doesn't usually identify with the word cyclist. They just ride their bike to get from place to place. And then the third segment is the indoor cyclist. And she's interested in going to group fitness classes with her friends, or she sees it as an opportunity to get a workout in. Maybe she does Class Pass, or she's a member at SoulCycle.
Yeah, it's very cool. I actually got a chance to look at your website. It was really nice, and I definitely saw that your products offer a lot of functionality and different aspects in each of the types of clothing. So what is something that you are really trying to give to your customers overall?
So I'm glad you asked that, because when I first started down this path, it wasn't so much fashion that was drawing me in. It was looking at, like, how can I look at the lifestyle of people in this segment and think about how can I incorporate the sport that they love or the activities that they love more seamlessly in their lives. And one easy way, or potentially one way, I don't know if it's easy, but is to do that through apparel. So yeah, definitely functionality was a big inspiration. Versatility was a huge, I would say versatility is a word that drives almost every design that we come up with. And part of that is because there's a little bit of a barrier to entry to get into the sport of cycling or even to get on a bike for a lot of women. So I wanted to find clothing that you could wear comfortably on the bike, but also off the bike. So if you end up deciding that you are not as interested in cycling, you at least have a product that you can wear for all the other things that you do.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So how do you research your customers' needs?
So initially we did a survey, and it was a volunteer survey. There was no incentive behind taking it. I know a lot of times companies will incentivize people to take the survey, but we were able to get a lot of people to actually take this survey. And from that, we collected demographic data and psychographic data. So we were trying to figure out first who was the person who was taking the survey, like what drew them to take it in the first place, and then what their actual needs were. And that was incredibly helpful. One of the things that I would say is by far the most important thing you can do if you have a consumer company of any sort is to do focus groups. So that's something that we started doing, but I think one way that we might have potentially skewed our results is that we had our brand ambassadors do a lot of the focus groups. And they were people that were already self-selected that were really excited about the product. So I think if we were to do it again, we'd pull people from all over the athletic industry and ask them more questions in general about what they think of the product and what they think of where it would fit into their life, or if it just doesn't, if it misses the mark.
Okay, that's good. That kind of leads to our next question of, obviously you're getting a lot of feedback from your consumers, but how would you say you go about changing what you're doing based off of what their feedback is?
So a lot of the changes that we've made initially have to do with sizing. So for an early stage brand, a lot of your questions are geared more toward making sure that the product is the right fit for them. The other thing that we're incorporating now is we had a lot of feedback that people like the initial idea of this wearable tech, that I'm calling it a tush kush, that we developed. They like the idea, but they want it offered with different styles of pants. Right. So they want mesh panels, they want printed patterns, or they want it in every length you can think of.
Right.
All of those things, which is a little hard for an emerging brand to be able to do so many SKUs. But we are incorporating a lot more versatility in printed patterns and things like that in the line that will launch online. So I would say, most of it is sizing and styles so far.
Right.
Mm-hmm. We've gotten a little bit of, one thing that I've noticed is that at some of the trunk shows that we've done, that's another great way to market and get, it's your own focus group without actually forming a focus group.
Right.
Is that there's a little bit of a hurdle to get people to try on the product, but then once they try on the product, you can get really great feedback. And so far, we've gotten amazing feedback and really positive reviews from the product. It's just the matter of getting people interested to try it on.
Right. Yeah, definitely. And how do you think that you and the rest of your team kind of tries to set yourself apart? Like we said, there is such a saturated market, and it really is hard to bring yourself out of the area, but how would you say that you try to set yourself apart?
So for us, I would say it's two different things. When we first started the company, we had a couple different words that were like our mission statement kind of words, and being mission driven, to be focused on encouraging more women to get involved in the sport. And the other thing was about focusing on versatility. So those were like our mission statements. I guess what was the second part of the question? Or I'm sorry, can you go back again?
Yeah, just how, I guess how do you try to market to your customers, to whether it is to grab their attention or really get them to kind of engage in your product? Yeah.
Right, okay, sorry, I lost my train of thought there. But the other part of it to differentiate was that for us it had to do with, not only our being mission focused, but also that we were developing our own technology in this space, which is not going to be the case with every fashion company, and it is difficult to patent things in the fashion space.
Right.
But we ended up developing something that was in a patentable area, so that's been something that we've used to help differentiate our product from others.
That's really cool.
What kind of marketing tools do you use to get your word out there and get your mission statement out there to your customers?
Good question.
So I think that's something that we're still learning how to do. I would say that that's probably our area that's most important, but maybe also our greatest weakness.
Right.
But we use scheduling tools like Hootsuite and Later to do a lot of the schedule posting. We always try to have an image and caption with each post. We haven't done any paid advertisements yet because we were unfunded up until the last week or so. We just started raising our first fund, so we'll
Congratulations!
So we'll actually have a marketing budget. But other than that, I've been mostly relying on mostly social media marketing.
That's good.
Yeah.
So where do you think your greatest following is? Which account or which area in social media is your greatest following that you get your word out there?
So actually Facebook. I thought that Instagram would be the thing, because we were kind of targeting more of the younger demographic.
Right.
But Facebook by far has been the most, we've gotten the most referrals from Facebook. And I think that has to do with more than us actually posting on our own Facebook page, but us engaging groups on Facebook to ask questions. So
Right.
there's a couple of really great communities on Facebook where we've asked for feedback on the product, or not even in a marketing sense, just like, we're developing this, we're doing this color and this color, which one do you like better?
Right.
And those kinds of things have actually generated a huge amount of interest and traffic to our website.
Yeah.
So thank you again for coming. This again is Emily Wells. She does Pixi Cycling, so check out her website, and thanks for coming and talking with us and explaining everything to us.
Thank you so much for your time.